Do you want to learn how to eliminate a debt that you may have that is crippling your financial independence goals? If so, stay tuned for this video. Hey everyone, my name is Rafael Collazo and welcome to the Millennial Moment. In today's episode, I'd like to talk to you guys a little bit about credit card debt. Now, this is actually a debt that's held by many Americans across the United States, and it's actually one of the worst debts you could possibly hold. The main reason for this is because the interest rates on credit cards are exorbitantly high. In fact, some of the credit card interest rates can be between 15% and some as high as close to 30%. In this example that I'll share with you, we'll walk through to see what type of impact that high of an interest rate can have on your finances. So to start off, if you're between the ages of 18 and 24, on average, you're going to have around $1,700 in credit card debt. Now, if you're between the ages of 25 and 34, that number jumps to $2,700. Now, one of the most crippling parts of credit card debt, as we illustrated earlier, is the interest rate. Which can be as high as 15 to 28%. Now, in order to make sense of these interest rates, what this means is that your debt will double. If it's a 15% interest rate, it'll double in 4 years. So instead of having $2,700 in debt today, you'll have, if you don't pay anything, $5,400 in debt in 4 years. Now, if you're one of the unlucky few that has 28% debt, you're looking at doubling your debt every 2.5 years. So you can see how these interest rates can absolutely demolish your financial independence goals if you're not careful about how you manage this debt. So now you may be asking yourself, Rafael, I have credit card debt, but how do I go about the process of being able to pay it off effectively? Now, there's actually 2 ways for you to pay off your credit cards. Number one, you want to pay off your highest interest rate credit cards first. Now, I could go through the process of illustrating how this actually helps you save more interest over time, but barring the actual calculations, essentially what happens is if you have 3 or 4 different credit cards of varying different interest rates, and you start off with your high interest rate credit card to pay it off, over the course of paying off those credit cards, you actually end up saving a little bit more in interest. This is what's called, in the Dave Ramsey community, the Debt Avalanche. Now, the second way to pay off your credit cards, which I think is probably the most effective way to do so, is to start with your lowest balance credit cards first. So you start off with lowest balance. Now, although you start off with your lowest balance credit card, and it means you may pay a little bit more in interest, the reason why this is much more effective is because of the concept of immediate gratification. So for example, if you have 3 credit cards, and you have $1,000 on one credit card, $1,000 on another credit card, and then $250 on the third credit card, if you're able to just pay off that third credit card and not have to worry about it anymore, it gives you a sense of achievement when you actually pay off that credit card. Paying off that third credit card actually triggers a neurological response in your brain to release dopamine. When you get that little kick of dopamine, which is the feel-good hormone, it gives you encouragement to continue moving forward and progressing towards paying off your debt faster. As a result, I think that this second strategy of starting with the lowest balance option first actually has a higher success rate than individuals who are just paying off their highest interest rate first. So as an action item at the end of this video, I highly encourage you to do an assessment of how much you actually owe on your credit cards. Do you have multiple credit cards and owe different balances on each one? Do you have one that has the majority of your debt? Once you determine what your debt profile looks like, start utilizing one of these key strategies. As we discussed previously, paying off the lowest balance first has a higher success rate than paying off the highest interest rate credit card first. But if you're actually diligent and disciplined and think you can actually pay it off faster, this actually has the higher savings rate when it comes to interest payments. By taking initiative and utilizing one of these key strategies to pay off your credit card debt, I promise you that you'll be able to pay back your credit card debt faster than you ever thought possible. Now, if you love the content of these videos, be sure to subscribe below. I regularly provide awesome engaging content for millennials every Monday and Wednesday. Not only that, but for a limited time, you can actually download my book below, The Millennial Playbook, Proven Success Strategies for the Millennial Generation, where I share actionable engaging content that you can utilize to chart a course to a better life. Now remember, subscribe, like, and share below, and I look forward to